Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Selectmen's meeting of August 30th, 2021. I'm going to call the meeting to order as of 6:29. The roll call, please.
Select Chair, Mr. Britton.
Yes?
Select Vice Chair, Mr. Blinn.
Here.
Selectman Mr. Talion.
Here.
Selectman Mr. DeRoche.
Here.
Selectman Mr. Coy.
Here.
And please note, Town Manager Mr. Colby is present.
Mr. Colby, will you lead us in the pledge of allegiance? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Could I have a motion for the minutes of August 16th, 2021, please?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes from August 16th, 2021.
Second the motion.
Any discussion? If not, I'll take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 500. Okay, any public comment? Is that you, Chief, tonight? Okay. Not hearing any? Nothing on the phone?
No,
Okay. We'll go right into public hearing to consider acceptance of the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, funding in the amount of $807,000 and $807,785. Anything you need to say or want to say about that, Chief? Okay. Any questions on the board before we, well, actually, I'll take a motion anyways.
I'll make a motion that we accept the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA grant, in the amount of $807,785. This grant is awarded to the state of New Hampshire and is in accordance with NHRSA 31:95-B3A.
I'll second.
Second by Jay.
And can Mr. Colby just kind of just give us a little overview of like what it is, just for the public?
Certainly. The ARPA, the American Rescue Plan Act funding, is the allocation of money from the federal government down to the cities and towns of the state and across the country to be spent on specific purposes related to COVID infrastructure and the like. So there is a 3 or 4 year deadline on this. So this is the first step, if you will, in the acceptance of the funds prior to it being spent. As I had mentioned before, we will convene a meeting at a later date to look at all the details related to that to be able to spend it so appropriately.
Greg, will this money go in the general fund?
No, it will not. We have opened up a separate account, separate investment account that is sitting in that account until such time as we determine how to spend it appropriately. So,
Any other questions? If none, I'll take a vote. All those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
500. I want to skip over the next one. So Chief is here, we'll get him, we'll tie him up. Chief, you're up. And it's with, the chief is withdrawal of funds from the SCABA for the self-contained breathing apparatus gear.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We're requesting the release of $223,775 out of our capital reserve fund to purchase and replace our 25 self-contained breathing apparatus and the associated equipment that goes with it. We're staying with the same brand that is proven, which is Scott, and we're utilizing a state bid to purchase from a vendor that is well reputable.
And what happens to the existing equipment, chief?
They get traded in with the purchase.
Okay,
They practically have no value if we try to sell them, so it typically works better for us to trade them in with the purchase.
I got you. I got you.
Chair.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask the current balance of this trust fund? Will it be sufficient to be able to cover this amount?
It will be sufficient to cover it, yep.
All right, well then, I'll take a motion, and then we can have more questions.
Okay, I'll make a motion to, to withdraw $223,775 from the scuba capital reserve. Is that the motion you want?
It's on the page.
It's also written, yeah.
I missed it, sorry.
That's okay.
Put my glasses on. Sorry, make a motion to withdraw $223,775 from the Fire Department Capital Improvement Program Scuba Fund to purchase 25 self-contained breathing apparatus, extra bottles, face pieces, RIT packs, and required accessories.
Yep, I'll second it.
Second by Bill. Any questions? You had one, right?
Yeah, so this capital improvement's been ongoing for the last few years, correct? Are we gonna continue to put money into this CIP account for future purchase and replacement of this equipment, or?
I don't think for the next couple of years we would have to worry about creating a CIP for the replacement of these packs. We should get a good, we got 17 years out of the current ones. You know, so you'd hope to get at least 10 or 15 years out of the.
So we got some
newer ones.
time to plan for the next round at
Correct.
some point?
Right.
Okay.
Chief, will that 223, will that close the account out, or is there more in there?
I think there's going to be $225 left in it,
Yeah.
roughly.
This is pretty much the entire balance.
Good job, chief. You sucked it right out of us. Okay, any other questions? If not, I'll take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 500. Approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, chief.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item is item B, the public hearing sale for 13 Rose Ave. We've been through this once before, it fell through, so we're putting it up again. And any comments to that?
No, again, scheduled for September, public auction through St. Jean's like it was before.
Yeah.
The 13 Rose Ave property, and holding the public hearing just to make sure, you know, based on legal advice. So not much has changed since the last public hearing.
Okay.
Is it online, Dean?
What's the date on the auction?
I believe it's Thursday, September 18th.
Okay. No other comments? We'll move forward. Item D, the code enforcement complaint form. I had talked to our building department, and this form that you see in your pack is a form that they have had right along. It's nothing new. But what they needed from us is to be able to, they wanted the vote from us to be able to put it on the website. So if people have a complaint, they can fill it out and send it in. This would alleviate some of the problems we have at the building department right now, where 2 or 3 calls will come in the course of a day, let's say. Some days you get none, but if you get 1 or 2, sometimes they've got them tied up online on a telephone line for a half hour, 45 minutes, which makes everybody else wait. So we're hoping by putting this online, it can be sent in, and we can address it before it becomes an issue and something it has to spend a lot of time with. And then that person can come in and talk to them, or set up a time to call when it's probably a little less busy than others. So what they're looking for is a motion, and that's in this package.
I'll make a motion to approve the code enforcement complaint form as discussed on August 30th, 2021.
Do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
Bill seconded it. Any comments? If none, take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0-0. Okay, moving right along. Introduction of the police administrative consultant. Greg, can you?
Yep, I mean, I can, so recently, we've been in touch and with the ongoing police department investigation and the like, thought it best to and have contracted with an outside firm to bring in an interim police administrator to assist in the administrative running of the police department. The interim chief Mazza is still the sworn officer in charge, but we have been provided with a gentleman, he's a retired former chief, Richard Kane, from the Exeter Police Department, has 16 years of experience as the chief in that department, and will be helping us out for approximately 24 to 30 hours per week from an administrative standpoint. So he started with us, and I think, actually, it was 2 weeks ago at this point.
Okay. Any comments, questions, gentlemen? I would encourage everybody to stop by and at least say hello to him and meet him. If not, then we will move on. Item F. Please join us for the 9/11 ceremony on Saturday, September 11th at 9 a.m. out here in the town green. I think it's the 20th year. It's something that we all have to remember, and the people that we knew in town that were involved. I think a great showing would be nice, and I think it's just something within your heart you have to want to do. So please keep that in your mind and in your calendar. Town managers report.
Now, before we do that, could I?
Yes.
I don't know if anybody here has noticed it, but the railroad tracks, has anybody gone over that?
You
and-
go airborne?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had spent all that money to put those rubberized things in, and then they covered it with asphalt. I don't quite understand why, but there must be some sort of a reason that, but it's not a good thing.
No, and I checked it out, and I guess there's not a whole lot we can do, supposedly, but I was wondering if anybody'd be interested in, this board of selectmen, if we draft a letter and send it off to the DOT and see if there's something they can do?
Yeah, I suppose we could do that, and the railroad has the right-of-way over that. So it's be the DOT, but it's also, what is it, the Boston and Maine? that
All they
owns
gotta
it.
do is apron it out a little more.
And it's terrible, it really is. especially if you're in a truck. Yeah, I haven't got a problem with getting involved with that.
That, you guys
Sounds good to me.
draft a letter for that,
Yeah,
so we all
that's,
could sign it and send it off?
sure.
Okay.
Well, I did take some time off last week, so it's been
Yep.
immersing myself back in today. I do know from a water project standpoint, been busy working with the engineers and the like, fine tuning the operational contract that we have that will be signed in the fairly near future with Hawk for the operation of the water department. We're also working diligently to get the policies, procedures, and the like prepared to bring forth with the board in the anticipation of obviously going live next year, signing people up and the like.
How's that coming? How many people have we got signed up? Do you have any idea off the top?
Right now, none. Well, the MTBE people, you know,
Okay.
that want to sign up. So
Okay.
that's why we are fast going through that process now, looking at MSDC charges, things of that nature. We have sent out the letter to the commercial clients, you know, talking about the need for backflow preventers, inspections and the like. So
Right.
that has gone out over the last month or so. So we're taking the necessary steps, and Underwood and Gene have been very helpful, you know, with us, you know, pushing us in the right direction, so to speak, so giving us guidance.
I will say that the deep watering has been phenomenal, considering how much water we've had. They're getting a lot of water out of that place, you know, and able to build. That's the remarkable part. So they're doing a great job in
Did
that
you see it
respect.
last week?
What's that?
It looked like a swimming pool over there.
Yeah.
It was, I looked and I said, what the heck? How are they gonna build something there?
Yeah, but
Then I
they're
drive by
dewatering.
again and it's dry.
Yeah.
Dry.
Well,
They're dewatering
They
great.
dug it out, and then it rained, and it
Yeah.
filled right back up,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, oh, poor guys, but next day it was cleaned right out.
And it looks like Thursday, we're gonna get another good soaking, but at least
Yep.
now we're to the point we can control it.
And I am told that all of the pipe is now in the ground, so that DeFelice finished, I believe, everything up to the point of the East Road pump station. So was told that all the pipe is in the ground, so there shouldn't be much more disturbance from that standpoint. So
Good.
now they're just in the process of doing, you know, cleanup, putting loom down, seeding. Now that, you know, we're through this, pretty much through the summer months, that will be, cleanup will be, I think, one of their priorities as well, wherever they had disturbed and the like. So that is coming along.
Very good.
Landfill project is nearing completion as well. They've been, you know, battling the weather over there, as, you know, obviously with all the rain and the like. So that is ongoing. And then we're waiting for an install date for the solar over at the Public Works Garage, but we're pretty much at that point where we're waiting. Everything has been done, finalized, and we're in the queue to get on the schedule for that.
Oh,
So,
excellent.
other than that, it's, you know, the usual, the day-to-day busy stuff right now, so.
Okay.
Greg, are you glad to be back?
Of course, I'm glad to be back.
Selectmen's reports. Gentlemen, anybody have anything? Greg?
So I've been working with Mark Guilford, our sexton. He was looking for some answers in terms of the cost of our current lots, which haven't changed since 2008. And additional, he's looking to start a project to develop the two sections from the Palmer property, which will be each 300 graves each. So I worked with Greg, and I also met with Dee. We first wanted to put this project in the CIP. Somehow it's missing. It's not in the CIP, but we'll put it in the CIP. And then we'll look to work with an engineering firm to lay out and give us a status of what the project is going to look like, what it's going to cost. There is $40,000 in the trust fund to accomplish this, so hopefully that'll be enough.
Does he have a recommendation of what the costs should be for a lot now versus what they are?
Well, that's the question. He initially thought that the cost of the lots had to do with paying his salary, which it doesn't.
Right.
His salary, he's a town employee, he's paid out of the budget.
Right.
So it doesn't kind of really matter. So I told him, I said, if there's a business reason to raise these prices because the surrounding cemeteries are charging a lot more and we're not quote-unquote competitive, or other business reasons, you could bring those to the board, let the board discuss that, and then we could decide whether or not we want to raise those or leave them the same.
Okay.
Okay? And then once we have a little bit more, some facts or some information, I also asked Mark to ask you for some time on the agenda when we have the project, so we know what the project's going to look like, and then present it to the board.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure if everyone is aware, the sexton, even though is hired by the town manager, reports to the Board of Selectmen.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other question I had in regard to that, and I was just made aware, which I never knew, is that the town owns the other cemetery in town.
The other cemetery.
The
Which other cemetery?
one, I'm trying to remember, is it Maplewood or,
That's in Plaistow?
I guess,
the one on East
The one
Road?
across from Holy Angels?
yes,
Really?
yes,
I didn't know
and I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize that either.
So,
That was a private concern.
I can't remember who brought it to my attention that they were thinking that we should be taking care of that. And I said,
We owe
I
it.
don't ever remember us taking care of it in all the years I've been here, you know? But, so if,
Did they give you a, you know, like, some kind of proof that we actually?
no, and you know something, I thought, the only way I can do is look into it at the
I can
time.
ask Mark if you want.
Yeah, that would be good,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mark will know.
So, anything else, gentlemen?
Yep.
Yes.
Just a couple things from Recreation. September 8th, there's a senior cookout out at Park. We'll go from 11:30 to 2.
Hey, you and I can go.
Yeah, there you go. The Lions Club will be,
You and I can go.
I already got my ticket.
Oh, okay.
and the Lions Club will be there cooking burgers, hot dogs, there'll be salads, desserts.
Now, what date is that?
September 8th, from 11:30 to 2. There'll be music there. There'll be some door prizes. They'll have lawn games and things like that out there. And that's free to residents. So all you have to do to register is just give Jen a call over at Recreation. September 18th, there's a town-wide yard sale. And to register your house for that, just, again, register with Jen. Then October 19th, there's a senior train ride, like a foliage ride.
I'm going to that, too.
There you go. It's like a 2-hour train ride, Lake Winnipesaukee. And then while you're on the train, you get lunch provided from Hart's Turkey Farm.
There you go.
Yep, and then on the way back, there'll be a stop at Gould Hill Farm. There's a farm store there, and that departs from Park at 8 on that morning. On October 19th, should be back around 4 o'clock, and that's $45 if you're a resident.
Cheap at half the price, yeah.
It is for the train ride, you get lunch,
Yep.
couple stops.
Very good. Jay?
There's a track meeting, like a work session tomorrow night. They're meeting with Waste Zero. So they're gonna give us a presentation on what they're all about, and basically they're gonna look at our tonnages. So we provided them based on what we get on a monthly basis. So they're gonna come up with some recommendations. And I believe they have something to do with purchasing of trash bags. So I'll have more information after tomorrow night. I wasn't,
That's here?
yeah, it's gonna be here. I think it's at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
So I'll have more information at the next meeting. I did meet with Beth on the 9/11 ceremony, so I'm kind of helping there. And at one of my historical society meetings, they were talking about the building itself on the outside and potentially looking to paint. I don't know if that's something we want to consider for the CIP. I don't know the costs associated with it at this point.
Just to paint it?
The outside, yes. So I can talk to the president over there and see what they're looking to do, on what kind of time frame, how much it might cost. So maybe we can get it into the CIP to do at a later thing down the road.
Maybe we could get a Boy Scout, Eagle Scout group to
That too.
volunteer.
Yep. So I'll provide a little more information for that and see if maybe it's, we can consider putting that in the CIP or taking care of it at another time.
Okay.
So.
Anything else, gentlemen? Okay, one thing I do want to bring up is I went to the CIP meeting, and it was a little disappointing from the standpoint that nobody had anything submitted. So, Greg, I think you're probably going to have to
Yep.
jump on them a little bit to get
We
stuff.
have 2 more meetings scheduled. It's the 16th and the 23rd. Do you have those, John? The 16th and the 23rd is the next 2 meetings.
16th and 23rd?
Yep,
Of September?
yep. And I believe your point you're making is that no department has issued.
That's right.
Submitted anything.
Right.
Yeah, I talked with Dee about it this afternoon.
Okay.
Yep. Is that something that the town manager might help with?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. We're, working on it with Dee, so,
Okay, awesome.
yep.
Okay. Other business. Okay, and then any opportunity to talk about anything else in town that's going on that you want to take and talk about? I have nothing this week. Okay. Executive session. Oh, before we go into executive session, we have this flyer for the annual flu shots are available Monday, October 18th, 2021, from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on the second floor of Town Hall. All employees, board, and committee members interested in receiving a shot will receive one at no cost. Please remind other staff in your departments that have expressed interest in a free flu shot. Spouses and dependent children over 18 that are covered under Health Trust are also eligible to receive the vaccine. Sorry, no one under 18. Please bring your insurance cards. To say that again. To reserve a shot, email Denise Horrick, the health officer, at 382-2494.
And that's for employees and committee members,
Right.
board members.
And I assume the spouses you were talking about are spouses of town employees, not board members.
Right.
Yeah.
And this one's new in my package, effective October 24, the mandatory 10-digit local dialing is required for all customers in New Hampshire in the 608, 603. I didn't know about that one,
I didn't either.
you know, so.
A lot of people probably don't know about it.
So the difference is you're going to have to use a 1.
And 603.
Yeah.
It's
You don't
10
have to use
digits
a
now.
one. It's just the 603.
Yeah,
You can't dial it with
603.
7 numbers.
You need to dial the 603. You can't just call your neighbor.
Right, you
Dial
can't
the
use
603.
7 numbers. You
Oh,
have
all right, okay,
Yep.
to add the
okay.
extension, but you don't need the 1.
Gotcha.
Too bad it wasn't like the old days years ago. You only used to do it four digits.
I remember when you picked up and asked the operator to dial it for you. Okay. So, in your packet, we need a motion to go in executive session for,
Make a motion to enter into non-public session under RSA 91A:3, Section 2L, consideration of legal advice.
okay. Do I have a second?
Second?
Bill, second. All those in favor?
We should do a roll call for that.
Okay. Yes?
Okay. Mr. Britton?
Yes.
Mr. Blinn?
Yes.
Mr. Talion?
Yes.
Mr. DeRoche?
Yes.
Mr. Coy?
Yes.
And there are two other sessions here, right, that we're
Yes.
gonna go into?